お前が麦わらのルフィか。さあ、我がファミリーに盾つく者たちは俺が相手に。
相変わらず声高え。
When it comes to anime games, Bandai Namco comes to mind first. From Naruto, Dragon Ball and finally to One Piece, Bandai Namco might seem like the flagship, though most of its games cannot reach wider audiences and have a quite low impacts during their release. As I've said by my JoJo All-Star Battle video, anime games are one of my guilty pleasures, and of course, I played One Piece Odyssey from start to finish. My whole experience took around 32 hours and most of it is quite positive, as I played One Piece Unlimited World Red and One Piece World Seeker also. I'm not gonna compare One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 with One Piece Odyssey here, since it's made by Koei Tecmo and is a Musou title, so if I were to compare Odyssey with Unlimited World Red and World Seeker, this is far more a decent game that will satisfy One Piece fans, though this doesn't mean it doesn't have any flaws. One Piece Odyssey has one of the roughest starts that would test your patience and your love and loyalty to One Piece universe, as I nearly dropped the game during the second chapter of Alabasta. I will soon talk about why I considered dropping it and then hooked to the Odyssey until the end. I'm Arcade Naut here, and today I'll be talking about One Piece game that is created by the mangaka Eiichiro Oda with a gameplay that can be considered as a minimal JRPG experience.
フォースゴムゴムのテオバズーカ。
One Piece Odyssey starts around the time right after Dressrosa story, or even Zou Island, as Straw Hat Crew discovers a mystery island surrounded by storm. Right at the start, gigantic icicles rain from the sky and our crew manages to reach this mysterious island of Waford. There we meet two new characters created by Eiichiro Oda, Adio, the user of Grab Fruit, who is helping our crew during their adventure on Waford, and Lim, who is afraid of pirates and rob our crew's power, weakening us from level 40 to level 1 with only 2 to 3 abilities to perform. There you have it folks, Lim, thinking that Straw Hat pirates are ordinary bad pillaging rapist pirates, she uses her mysterious abilities to rob our powers, turning them into cubes. After meeting our crew, Adio agrees to help our crew to regain our powers, and starting with the first chapter to the 9th, we challenge these Guardians of Waford, known as Colossus, and then travel to Memoriam with Lim to relive some of the important events of One Piece story. Whole progress of One Piece Odyssey starts with a Colossus challenge, Memoriam, the second Colossus, and then another Memoriam, kinda like this until the 9th chapter, and either by defeating a Colossus or finishing a Memoriam, Straw Hat members regain their abilities, accessing the new moves, becoming stronger. You might think, why do I even level up then? Well my friend, that is one of the reasons that I nearly dropped the game. Leveling up increases your attributes, making you stronger as being logical, but you will never ever learn a new ability just by leveling up. Like Luffy learns Gear 2nd by finishing the chapter 3. Even if you grind until you pass out and reach level 70 by the second chapter, Straw Hats will only be able to use the same skills, which is one of the most stupid game direction I've ever seen in a JRPG game. I get that it's a story concept and have importance to Lim's character development too, but this is a turn-based JRPG with lots of encounter, boss battles, side quests and bounties. So do not ever do the same mistakes as I did. Do not waste your time on Alabasta's side quests and bounties and just rush the second chapter if you ever feel bored. On the other hand, these memory sequences starting with Alabasta, Water 7, Marineford and Dressrosa are not the same as original works but rather like a retold versions of the originals, since the whole Straw Hat crew also relived their memories. There are many retold scenes within these memory sequences, like Luffy meeting with Ace and Sabo, as you can see how Luffy grew throughout the latest events of One Piece. As a true fan service for One Piece fans, you can actually see the reactions of Straw Hat crew during Marineford Paramount War, as it's their first time actually experiencing the war that has changed the One Piece universe. Though we have never get to see Whitebeard, Mihawk or even Hancock during the Marineford sequence, One Piece Odyssey mostly focuses on Straw Hat crew, while bringing Crocodile, Rob Lucci, the 3 original admirals, and then Doflamingo as a boss encounter. As Alabasta being the biggest map with enormous desert areas, long tutorial cutscenes, meaningless side quests, and lack of gameplay variety, it nearly made me drop One Piece Odyssey, but the whole experience quickly recovered itself right after Chapter 3 as I reached Water 7 and focused on main story. The rest of memory sequences present more linear maps and gameplay styles that do not waste your time with meaningless open world with bland designs, but the cities, maps and NPCs actually feel like One Piece characters. Even the bounties that you can fight against are from One Piece universe, written and designed with care in most of times. Like one of the bounties were Buggy's former lieutenant Moji, and other was a former cook that's worked by Sanji's master Zeph. From Luffy's encounter with Ace and Sabo to other retold scenes, these memoriam sequences do not feel like a lazy design, but rather feel interesting and as a good fan service for One Piece fans. If you have never watched One Piece or do not know about actual events, these might not affect you as I mentioned before. One Piece Odyssey is a great One Piece experience even if you played Unlimited World Red, World Seeker or not. But if you want to know One Piece story while playing the game, I think I would advise you to play Pirate Warriors 3 first and then the sequel Pirate Warriors 4.
気に加勢するとは七部会も安くなったもんだね。邪魔はねえな麦わら。
お前はワニ。
長い牢獄暮らしで体がなまってやがる。刀なしにはちょうどいい相手だ。黙って突っ立って。
Then let's get to the gameplay. Each character, each enemy and boss fight has a type as being power, speed and technique, and this system can be summarized as rock, paper, scissors system. Power being red colored hits orange colored speed harder, speed hits green colored technique better, and the technique counters power. As being a crew with 9 members, Straw Hat Crew has also 3 members of each group. Luffy, Sanji and Chopper being power, Usopp, Nami and Frankie being speed, and Zoro, Nico Robin and Brook being technique. Your party members within battles consist 4 different members, and players are able to change the crew members during the battle without spending any turn or losing any resource. Besides these, each character has a TP gauge that is similar to mana pool, and this TP can fill quite quickly by doing normal attacks. And you can use this TP to do cool animated special moves like Gear Second, Sanji's Diable Jambe or Zoro's Sanzen Sekai attacks. The gameplay itself is not the best of course, but at least the visuals and the animations of the attacks looks cool and kinda entertain you. If you ever feel bored or just want to level up your crew faster, you can as well as fasten the battle and select automatic battle setting to let AI do its own stuff while you do something else. From its visuals, enemy design to the gameplay, One Piece Odyssey somewhat gave me the vibes of Dragon Quest XI and a bit of Rogue Galaxy in terms of monster and level design, though do not expect a good solid JRPG experience like that. However, to be completely honest, I think Jujutsu Kaisen or even JoJo's Bizarre Adventure would also fit in with the same kind of gameplay style, or maybe even Bleach with its recent 1000-year Blood War story. I think I might need to play a Bleach game after this. And as you might have guessed, right after its concept, story and design comes the gameplay. Rock, scissors, paper system can be quite shallow, and difficulty of encounters and the bosses depend on who you summon to the fight or how well you prepared your characters with gears and your level. Probably you won't have any memorable boss fights that would at least test you or your gameplay style. On the other hand, restricting available abilities behind story progress is still one of the most dumbest game directions I have ever seen in a JRPG experience, so there is nothing else I can say about that. My advice will be again to at least reach Chapter 4 of Water 7 and unlock different abilities to enjoy One Piece Odyssey.
シャンブルスくらえなかなかやる能力は使いようだ
Even though One Piece Odyssey may only please One Piece fans and wouldn't attract anyone with no One Piece knowledge and interest, it is way better than Unlimited World Red and World Seeker in terms of fan service, production value and story. However, I tend to get this feeling of Bandai Namco using the phrase "story is written by Eiichiro Oda himself with glitters all around" as a promotion, not because the story can compete with the events of original works. As you might guess, same phrase also was used for World Seeker and misled lots of people like me. Finally, One Piece Odyssey, after 32 hours of gameplay time, felt a bit like that. Of course, it's not a must-play experience, it won't let you experience the whole One Piece story, so you can skip hundreds of episodes here, but it sure does present itself with a decent concept that will satisfy One Piece fans, and at least it's not a mediocre anime game that will just upset you. One Piece Odyssey can be played on PlayStation, Xbox and Steam, and if you see yourself as a One Piece fan, it can keep you occupied for a long time. And as always, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to share your comments or thoughts on One Piece Odyssey or other anime games that you like or that you would recommend. Right after this, I will continue playing either Persona 3 Portable and Fire Emblem Engage, but it might take some time for me to finish those and then make a video about it, so keep that in mind. We have lots of titles to cover like Forspoken and Dead Space Remake also, so stay tuned for more.